Okay, so we are live right now. So it's hello everybody, welcome back. We've been off for a few weeks, but we are back now, especially from that thing that is life. So we're back again. It's just me and Rob again. It's nice to see you again, Rob.
Yeah, nice to see you too, Ryan. Yes, life always gets in the way, doesn't it? Whatever
That's
you're
it.
trying to
Yeah,
do to make time, and something always seems to pop up. Anyway, we're back,
and that is.
and
Yeah.
tell me, how was Batman versus Superman, the extended cuts, director's cuts, ultimate cuts? I don't know what other label to give it. I don't know. Extended director's ultimate cut. How was it?
It
Let's kick
was.
it off with a bang.
It added more to what I already loved about the film. And here's
I
one
read,
thing
I
that I
read
think
about half an hour. Is that right? About half an hour worth of material?
the biggest things I will say, it flashes out. This is the sort of thing I'll tell you, so you give you a rundown, so you know what to expect, whether you want to watch it or not. It flashes out certain parts of the Africa scene.
Yes.
Um, what it does is it basically you got the general gist in the theatrical cut, but instead of just getting the gist, it sort of
Mm-hmm.
shows everything that happens. So the collateral damage, there's like a missile that comes in, Superman comes in the way, and it hits a drone, and explosions go off, people die in the process, and people are questioning it whether was that Superman's fault, and he feels bad about it. Um,
Yeah.
then there's more. Something that I think you'll be happy to hear is there's more Superman and more Clark Kent.
Mm-hmm.
It goes off. There's actually entire sections now where Clark Kent is investigating certain things, and also investigating Batman, and it sort of also tells you a little bit more where Batman is and how he is to the public. He's not like the Batman as in like in some comics where he's well known to people and
Mm-hmm.
he's happy to stand out in the public. He is literally like he's a legend. Not everybody believes in him. They're like, oh, don't tell him this bullshit, and you know what I mean. Like it's like a just a scary story for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. So it adds more to that. It also just shows a little bit more into the branding side of things. Now, I probably could tell you this because it probably wouldn't affect you because it'll just add a bit more coolness to it. Is when Batman brands people and they said it's a death sentence and people got
Yes.
shitty about the idea that Batman was sentencing people to their death.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, in the theatrical cut, in the ultimate cut, it basically says is Batman branding them was his way of just saying like, I know who you are now. I know who the fuck you are, and I'm warning you. And basically, the deaths of them in the prison had nothing to do with Batman. That was actually Lex Luthor doing that, basically setting up the idea that this Batman is evil when he's not.
Okay.
So basically, Lex was the instigator of all that. So he's basically he's leaving little clues for Superman to follow along and making
Mm-hmm.
him feel this one way about Batman, and then he's
Yeah.
leaving clues for Superman and making Batman feel that way about Superman. So he's pitting them against them very slowly,
Yeah.
and it was cool to see a little bit more of that. Sort of the
Mm-hmm.
method behind his madness. Um,
Yes.
which was cool. So that side of things adds a little bit more to it. There's a few. It doesn't really warrant the. I wouldn't say it's like an R-rated film, but there was like a bit, and like in the fight scene in the warehouse where he grapnels the box and he throws it at the guy, and then the box hits the guy. There's like
Yeah.
an extra bit of footage where the guy's head hits back at the wall and blood splatters on the wall. Things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Little subtle details. There's like bits where he breaks a guy's arm and you can see the bone come out and all through the clothes. So it shows a lot more of that. There's also a bit to Arkham as well, and also it
Mm-hmm.
does show a as well. Do you mind if I tell you this, or do you want to just wait till the cut? Because it's
go ahead. No, go right ahead. That's fine.
You know the bit at the end of the film where Batman appears in the cell to Lex Luthor and starts, basically says, "I'll fuck you." There's more to that scene than what there is in the ultimate cut. He has a full-on conversation with him. He tells him about. He's like, he says, because Lex Luthor goes, because you know how he's wacky in the film. People goes, "Why is he wacky?"
Yeah.
He basically says he's unfit to qualify for a prison. Mentally unstable, so he thinks he's going. So he laughs at him and basically says, "I'm going to like a health, like a mental health."
Okay.
And he goes, yes. He goes, "But you're not going." Batman says, "You're not going to a nice one." He goes, I'm going to send you to Arkham. I have some friends there. Not expecting you." And then he sort of looks at him, which is so fucking cool. You know what I mean? Like, and it just adds that extra depth, to it. And there's certain things that I think you'll tick your box. Superman is shown having a little bit more, it shows more Superman in it, and it shows you that Snyder actually, his original vision was what you wanted more out of Superman. It was that, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like that Snyder missed the mark. It's more like that the studios cut him down in order to get him into that 2 hour and 30-minute time slot. And I honestly, it's not like, if you have an issue with the idealization of Batman and Lex Luthor and how they are portrayed, it's not going to sway you as a film. But it's like yourself. You had no issues with that, more or less. It was more. It's just the subtle things, wasn't it? You said a bit more Superman, and there's a couple of little things in there.
My bugbear with it was the characterization of Superman. I just not on board with it.
Well, I think when you watch the ultimate cut, it will show that more of that side of Superman that you want to see. That more, and it sort of also fills in why he's feeling the way he is at that point.
Yeah.
When he does get to his sort of darker, more sad moments, it shows a bit more of that. And it's like there's a bit in it where, like, he's struggling, he's going through tough times, so he picks up the phone and calls his mother, and he's just talking to her. It's silly hours in the night, and he's just talking to her, and she's like his comfort zone. You know what I mean? It's his mother is everything to him, and there was some little bits like that were really, really well done. You know what I mean? And really put into the film well. And overall, I think the ultimate cut will probably. I think for what you like, say your criticisms of the theatrical cut, I think the ultimate cut will hopefully fix some of that for you. But
I'll catch it at some point in the future. I'll put it in the queue, but the queue is very, very long. Just to give you an idea of the queue, I got Deadpool on Steelbook. Oh God, when did that even come out? I don't know, what it was, a month ago or whatever, and it's sitting there next to the television. It's been sitting there for a month. So the queue is rather long, but I have some time off soon, so I might get around to watching it.
Oh, that's good.
So I might see it sort of 2018, perhaps, something like that. I might get around to watching it.
Yeah. All I'll say, like you say, the ultimate cut, it does that. I mean, my parents watched it for the first time. My dad enjoyed it. The only thing for him was in the film. He says there's lots of great elements in the film, but for him, I think he says it's mainly because he's going to have to watch it again. But because it was a 3-hour film, he says there's so much to take in on that first viewing. He says it's just impossible to take everything on board of what's happening and things like that. And there are some things in the film, he says, that, like the more comic booky stuff, that not everybody will get. But again, I feel the same way about Marvel. Marvel do that a lot, but people are quite happy to research that and figure it out. You know what I mean? It's like little teases in there. So I feel that side of it, I think it's just typical comic book film in that way. But yeah, overall he liked it. He thought that Affleck was a miles better Batman than Bale. He says he was a force to be reckoned with, and he fit the character perfectly. Affleck as Bruce Wayne and Batman, he nailed him. He says he liked those incredible emotional moments in there. He understood the Martha scene. He says that it was the moment where they're humanizing Superman to Batman. And overall, he enjoyed the film. And one thing that they took out, they liked Jeremy Irons as Alfred as well. Different take of Alfred seemed to interest him more, and Gal Gadot as well. There's quite a few things that they liked about the film. My dad personally, right now, because it's his first viewing, he prefers Man of Steel over it. But that's not to knock Batman v Superman. That's just his personal, preference. It's the film he prefers right now. But he has says, he's done a good job. Snyder did a good job in putting it together. And I think the thing is as well, when you watch the film for the first time, there is, even in the theatrical, and you said it, I've said it, there's a lot to take in, and there's probably more to appreciate the more you watch it, my dad never picked up on the Excalibur things and stuff like you did on that one time. So again, I didn't say anything because I didn't want to tell him, but I'm sure as he rewatches it and things, there'll be things he'll pick up on more. And yeah, so he enjoyed it. So pretty much everybody in the house enjoyed it. Maybe my mum followed along with it, and my mum's not shit hot on comic book law, so and she thought Ben Affleck was cool as Batman as well, so that's a plus. My mum doesn't really get Batman, so for her to say that kind of says a lot. But yeah, so my dad overall really enjoyed the film. But Man of Steel for my dad is like the top, you know what I mean? Like it's like the dog's bollocks of comic book movies. So when you're watching a film for the first time, I'm sure you've had that plenty of times with films as well. It's a lot to process with these bigger films on first viewing, and I think it's one that you appreciate more as you watch it more and more. You sit down and rewatch it. I mean, it's kind of like I hear the same descriptions of Blade Runner back in the day when I hear what they say about it, because they said it's coming right off the back end of Star Wars. You got Harrison Ford, who's Han Solo, this action character, and then they went in to see Blade Runner. It sort of sold itself as a sci-fi fantasy action. And when you went to see it, it wasn't that. People came out sorely disappointed with the film, then revisited it years later, and then realised it was actually a good film. It was just not the film everyone expected it to be. And I think that's the same with Batman v Superman. The biggest problem with Batman v Superman is not the film; it's its marketing. The whole selling of Batman v Superman should never have been that, because if you'd have just sold it as Batman, Superman, Dawn of Justice, I think people wouldn't have got too pissy about it. But
maybe they should just drop the Batman as Dawn of Justice.
Yeah, or Dawn of Justice. That's essentially what it is. But I like I said, it's a film for me personally. It connects with me on emotional levels. Like it's a film that some scenes really do move me. Like the way that just everything from the film or the cinematography to the acting to the music. One thing that they do really well, and especially in Man of Steel and this for me, is the music and setting up the scenes really well. And it's one of those films. Like honestly, if I'm being totally honest with you right now, I can't say in my heart deep down, as much as, and again, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I can't say deep down that I enjoyed Civil War more than Batman v Superman, because I don't feel that way. You know what I mean? You may do, you may enjoy it more, but
That's a question I can't answer because Civil War is on my watch list as well. So
Yeah.
when I've seen it, then I can answer the question. But yeah, I'll watch it eventually. I don't know when I'll get around to doing it, when I've got time to do it. Maybe,
yeah.
oh God, probably Christmas time for me. I think realistically that would be about when I might get around to watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll check it out. I do like his director's cut of Watchmen. I think it's a big improvement over the not the director's cut, I should say the ultimate cut, which has got the Tales of the Black Freighter, the animated section spliced in as well. I think that's a really big improvement over the theatrical of Watchmen. So I'll give it a go, and we'll see what comes of it. Do you want to look at some photos as we're coming up to Comic-Con, and people have already, Sideshow and company have already started throwing bits and pieces up and all over the place in regards to things they're going to be releasing, which is interesting. It's that time of year, but Comic-Con is almost upon us.
I know, right? Jesus Christ, I can't believe how it's come around.
Yes, how quick it's gone. God.
Well, before we jump into pictures, I just thought, because to start it off anyway, it can be a quick thing. You've had a recent pickup, haven't you? And
yes.
Last chat in this chat, so I was wondering if we could get maybe a little look at it and maybe get your thoughts on it.
Getting a look at it will be tough because it's up there and I have the computer here. I'll just talk about it anyway. I got the Blitzway Rocky. I can get the dog down because it doesn't have a peg in its leg. That was my last pickup, and I got it direct from Blitzway, and it's spectacular. So that's about the best. That's about all I can say about it, really, in terms of being a quarter scale mixed media, pardon me, movie piece. I've got, I don't know how many quarter scale movie pieces I've got, a lot. And I go back to the early days of Sideshow when PFs were like $200, $220 a pop, all the way up to now. And it bests, pretty much, bests everything Sideshow's done in relation to movie pieces. It's just outstanding. There's nary a fault with it. It's I think I've spoken to you or wrote to you in private and said, Blitzway, for mine, this piece is, maybe it's one of the best pieces any company's ever produced. And this combined with the Maryland, they're, for me, game-changing pieces. They are simply that good. They are just, there is nothing wrong with them. And they're, the likeness is, as I said, when I got the Maryland, it's like they took Sylvester Stallone, got one of those headhunters from, I don't know, I won't mention any places just in case people get annoyed, but they shrunk him down to quarter scale and stuck it on a quarter scale mannequin. It really does look that good. It's amazing. It really is amazing. And the Rocky, the thing that you don't sort of see in any of the pictures, the base is big. It's very big. It's big and it's heavy. The dog itself is huge and heavy. It's a solid piece of polystone. I'll get it down. Just to give me a sec.
No problem.
Oh. So here's Bupkus. This is a dog, just the dog part of it, and it's like mixed media as well. Mixed media. That's not coming up so well because of the lighting, but if I pull him back here, it might work a little bit better. But the paint job on it is flawless. The mixed media is like a real leather strap around its neck. Real studs have been put through that. It's unbelievable. The detail on it is just unbelievable, really. I mean, they've gone out of their way, and this is something that Blitzway never needed to include in that piece. If they'd just done the Rocky, just done the Stallone by himself, that would have been enough. But the fact that they've gone to these lengths, and the paint job on it is flawless, absolutely flawless. It is just unbelievable. And in sort of finishing, when I ordered it, it was $470 US direct from Blitzway, and I thought that was it's expensive, so it's not cheap, and I thought that was maybe too expensive. But having got him in hand, worth every penny. Worth every penny. It is that good. And when you think sort of Sideshow, most of their PFs now 500 US. To think you're getting a quarter scale, Stallone that's spot on in terms of its sculpt, the mixed media. You're getting the dog as well. That's big, man. It's not small at all. It's pretty big, and it's a solid piece. It's not hollow. It's solid. With all the mixed media on the dog as well, you're getting the base. The base has even got on the concrete path that he's standing on. It's even got little like fake astroturf in between the seams in the concrete, like weeds growing out of it. That's the kind of attention to detail the piece has got. It's insane, absolutely insane. For the price you pay, you really are getting quality for your money on a piece like this. And like I said, Sideshow are charging sort of $500 for a bog standard PF. I mean, look at Kylo Ren we talked about that last time. There's something 570 US. You're getting one bog standard figure on a bog standard base with a little bit of mixed media. Who knows what kind of QC you're going to get on it. Being Sideshow, it's all, it's up in the air. You cross your fingers and hope. Granted, they have been mostly on par lately, but you don't know with Sideshow. And the thing doesn't even have a light-up lightsaber. And they're charging $570 for it. This is $100 cheaper, and you're getting that much more.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, the good thing about Blitzway is they're a standout for a statue company, because it's very rare for statues to have spot-on likenesses and stuff like that. Compared to say like Hot Toys, like they are, by the sounds of it, they sound like the closest thing to Hot Toys in statue form.
Yes. Yeah. Well, they do a lot of 1/6 stuff as well that are akin to Hot Toys. They just don't pump it out like Hot Toys and Sideshow do. But it's strange that a lot of international collectors have got these pieces from Blitzway directly, but there hasn't been a lot of hype around it. There hasn't been the usual sort of deluge of videos on YouTube and whatnot. And I think that's just because a lot of American collectors maybe don't have them in hand yet. But when they do, or maybe the fact that he's not Marvel or he's not DC is another. I think reason that maybe it hasn't garnered the kind of hype that it probably should have. Because, like I said, it's an outstanding piece. I mean, I've got plenty of Sideshow. I've got plenty of Sideshow Grails, the old school Grails. I've got XM pieces in my collection as well. Some of the better XM pieces, and this thing just kills them all. That's that good. So two big thumbs up Blitzway. Keep doing what you're doing. I can't wait.
That's good. I mean, I think as well, when you're on about buzz, I think as terms of a statue, your Rocky it's amazing. I think if it's someone coming from Hot Toys, it's like having a quarter scale Hot Toys figure. You know what I mean? Like it's sort of like they've seen that quality before. You know what I mean? Like, and like you're saying with Sideshow and that, it's just not there. Whereas Blitzway now, like I say, Blitzway are like shit all over Sideshow. And like you say, they are the closest thing to Hot Toys.
It's not that Sideshow can't do it, it's just that they don't do it enough. I mean, the two pieces, I've talked about it before, the two, pardon me, premium formats that come the closest are the Temple of Doom, indie premium format, and the Molaram premium format from Temple of Doom. They are spot on. They're both wonderful. Best two film pieces that I've got from Sideshow. Absolutely as good as Sideshow will ever be. But I've heard they were a passion project of the creative director, Tom Gilliard, I think his name is, who's a big fan of the film.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was like he made sure that those pieces turned out absolutely spot on, but that's as close as they get to the Blitzway, and they're pretty close. You know, they're not to this level, but that's as close as Sideshow get. And it's not a case of Sideshow not being able to do it. It's just that they choose not to do it, if I can put it that way.
I think when you're comparing to somebody like Hot Toys or Blitzway now have they do share a lot of the sculptors with Hot Toys. Mm-hmm. So I think as well the league of sculptors that you've got are a lot better as well. Yeah. I mean, and that's it. You Sideshow, as much as they've done like the odd great piece, and it's like my Keaton, even though it's not a full head, you can tell it's Keaton under the mask.
Yes.
There's one thing obviously. There's one thing obviously that no one can deny is, you know, when it comes to something like Hot Toys, they are the big boys, you know, as far as for, you know, likenesses.
Mm.
They are the top dog for that, and now Blitzway are coming along and putting out similar, pretty much on par quality, pieces. So, which is great, you know, that's what you want to see more.
Can only be good for collectors, can't it? Can only be good for them. More choice, better quality, but you get those larger price tags as well. But like I said, I'm looking forward to whatever they do next.
Yeah, I'm just looking on.
Keep this movie line going that they're doing, because, you know, I mean, the Maryland's pretty much sold out everywhere. I mean, I don't think you can get it anywhere now. Long sold out, and it's starting to climb in price. And once the Rocky, once that's sold out, it'll also start to climb in price.
Yeah, that's it. I'm just going to find you now, because Hot Toys have just done the Force Awakens Harrison Ford. And
I saw that, yeah.
But they released the prototype picture, which looked good, but not quite. But they've just released the latest update sculpt, and I kid you not, it's the best Harrison Ford head sculpt you will ever see. It is phenomenal. Like I can't tell you how blown away I am with it, but I'm just trying to get through this now. It's taking forever loading the bloody internet. But I'll find it for you, and I will share the picture. But it's, my God, the head sculpt is just second to none. You know, you look at it, and the description you just said, like decapitating an actor and sticking it on a figure, which is generally what Hot Toys, you know, have been known for. But obviously Harrison Ford's been. I still think the New Hope one,
right, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I still think the New Hope one's bang on. The thing that the New Hope from Hot Toys just lacks is a bit of expression of Harrison. You know, it lacks that. But as in for likeness, it's there. But I'm trying to find the bloody picture now. It's a good. There's a picture JC Hong has put on. And it was just insane. But actually, there's one there. It's that one. I just need a better picture. That's all. Find it on here for you. Right, I got some pictures here. Right, what I'll do. But these are incredible, like scary. Just how good this is, and I'll try and hit load. Well, we're young, computer.
Damn you, technology.
Yep. All right, here we are, and I'll just screen share. And here we go. Right, I will show you now. I mean, look at that.
Oh yeah, that looks great.
I mean, that's there's no denying that is bang on, isn't it? Like 100%. It's just him from every angle. I mean, just outstanding. I mean, look at that, you know. And the expressions there in it as well, you know. It's Harrison Ford through and through. I mean, that's it. You know, that's it for me. That I'd buy that just on the head sculpt alone. You know. But you know, like I say, that's what you're competing with, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
This is like the benchmark. Hot Toys. They are, you know, they are the top, but that's what they're known for, isn't it? You know, that's how they stand out from the crowd. Obviously, they got the new Chewbacca as well.
Yeah. I was looking at pictures of that through the week.
Yeah, but like I say, that is perfect Harrison Ford, right there. They've captured him perfectly. Just everything, and like I say, I just wish Hot Toys did an Indiana Jones now, like another one, you know.
Yes.
With an updated likeness.
They need to, don't they?
Yeah, and I think they knock it out of the park. I think they'll smash it now, especially if you can get him in his old age down pat as well. That takes some bloody.
Supposedly they're going to make another one, so they'll have the opportunity if they've got the license.
That's it. Yeah. So
I think it's just a case of whether they can be bothered. You know, I mean, the Indiana Jones stuff is never sold like Star Wars has, so it's a case of do they really want to go down that road again? We'll see.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, I look at that, your jaw drops, doesn't it, when you see shit like this? Just amazing, and that's why I collect Hot Toys, and that's the thing, you know. I think that's the achievement. Blitzway have managed to achieve this now in statue form. And what I like about Blitzway though is they're doing.
And that's the thing, getting human likenesses like that. Human likenesses. I mean, it's one thing to do a sort of comic interpretation, but to get a human likeness, on a point like that is just it's another level altogether, isn't it?
It is, and that's it. I mean, captured. I don't know if you noticed, but like his nose and how it's changed over the years.
Yeah.
You know, like it's perfect, and the eyes and his expression, his cheekbones, his lips, everything is just bang on, and that is 100%. I mean, Hot Toys very rarely get it off. It's like you said, they only get an odd dud, don't they? this is just awesome when you see shit like that come out. I mean, look at that expression right there. That's Harrison Ford. You can already see that's like in Harrison Ford sitting in an interview going, I want to get out of here. You know, I'm over this shit. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. I think it just looks fantastic, you know. But yeah, so that's pretty much it with that. What else is there out there? If I go on to this next page, they just our sideshow have just announced the Rocket and Groot.
Yes, yeah, I got that on there. And
Yes,
XM just announced the same thing straight after it.
Oh,
yep.
Oh, bloody hell! That's crazy.
Yeah, well,
bloody
straight after it. I got some concept art. I'll show you the concept art for it as well.
Right, yeah. But you got. By the way, this is Elwyn's latest piece, Rob. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah. I got some pictures of that as well. Someone took some comparison pictures between the new one and the old one.
Yeah, I actually quite like it, especially the head sculpt.
Yeah, the head sculpt's good. The head sculpt on the old ones, is really good as well. That's the best piece, or the best part of it. It always was, especially the exclusive head sculpt on it, which has got the snarling, that snarling look to it.
But yeah, like I say, it looks nice, and but yeah, like I say, when we were just talking about them about head sculpts, you know, I think Hot Toys and Blitzway, and I'd say Hot Toys, Blitzway, and Entebbe are like now the top three.
Yeah.
Like anyone outside of them, I mean, like I said, NECA now, you know, some of that. I mean, I don't know if you've seen any of their Home Alone stuff.
Yeah.
Their likenesses to them are incredible as well. I think NECA are moving as much, you know. So yeah, it's just crazy though what they're pumping out now. That's the reason I buy Hot Toys over anything else, is usually because of the head sculpt, you know.
Yeah.
So that's my main sort of reason for buying them, which is crazy. But like I say, I might actually get that Harrison Ford now because it just looks excellent.
Let's throw some up. We'll have a look and see what we're looking at. All right, can you see?
I'll just put it on to you now, so you're presenting to everyone so they can see it. There we go. So right, yeah, you're all good to go, Rob. I'm gonna pop them up.
All right, so let's see if we can get this to work. What are you working? Okay, let's share that. All right, there we are. Talking about Entebbe, Blitzway. This is an Arnie Kim custom Chris Reeve head sculpt, which is again right on the money in terms of well, everything about it. Looks like they embalmed Chris Reeve and turned him into a statue. This is what it's going to go on. Now, I'm not a fan of everything below the neck. I think he was skinny, and he was actually, well, not skinny, but he was smaller in a lot of scenes because of the way that those films were shot. But I don't think it was, it should be a little bit larger than that. Would like to see the final product because the head sculpt is just awesome. But that's just an Arnie Kim custom, that piece. Well, unless you've got a lot of money, you're not going to get a hold of that thing. And all right, this was from Chronicle Collectibles. They're doing a raptor from Jurassic Park, a 1-to-1 raptor head sculpt from Jurassic Park. So if you're a Jurassic Park fan, maybe you might want to get this to, I don't know, stick in your kid's bedroom or something. Hang on the wall, or maybe put it on your front door, perhaps. Who knows?
Yeah.
Exploding out of your front door. That's another one. Working on it again, head, jaw. And they have this alien in the background there. And what was the other thing was interesting was, if I go back down the corner here, this is, what's his name? Hux, I think it is, his car from Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Supposedly that's just a custom that the owner's working on. It's not something they're going to release, unfortunately, but interesting. Who knows? Who knows? Some people started getting this in Asia, Prime 1, the Arkham Knight, third scale. Looks like it turned out okay.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Mm.
I think Prime One is another one that are doing some great stuff as well.
Yes, a lot of companies really pulling out the stops at the moment, aren't they? It's a case of, we talked about it before, there's only limited amount of collectible dollars and they all want in, so to speak. Yeah, but it looks like it turned out. There are more pictures floating around. I only grabbed these couple. I don't collect the Prime 1 stuff. You know, 1/3 is too big for me.
Yeah. But
if you've got that on pre-order, then absolutely you've done really well. Looks like another winning piece. Here's those pictures you just talked about. The the Sabretooth, the new version. Well, here's the new versus the old. So
yeah,
people can make their own judgments on that. I have the old one. I don't know. I think it's pretty much a tie, to be brutally honest. I think they both have their strong points and both have weaknesses.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, you know, because I think the head sculpts on both, like you just said earlier, are both fantastic. I think the bases on both are pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if it's just how the picture's coming across. You're probably better to judge than me on this, just because you have the old one in hand. I don't know if it's like the shading on it or something on the newer one just looks a tad better, but I could be wrong. It could be just a picture. You like I said, I'd trust your judgment.
Probably because it's like a fully sculpted and painted piece. And there's no mixed media on
it. Is the original mixed media?
Yeah, that's all mixed media. Everyone complains about the pajamas that he wears, the brown pajamas.
Okay.
I've never really had too much of an issue with it, to be honest with you. I mean,
yeah, both.
I mean, the gloves are that's all sculpt, head sculpt. This is all sculpt, obviously. I think there's one more that I've got from above, so you can see a lot more detail in his mane, so to speak. But you can see how the gloves have these pincers or whatever it is at the back, which aren't on this one, but it does have, instead of just the gloves, it has the fingers coming out.
Yeah.
Would have been good if they'd just done a completely new Sabretooth instead of just reusing the old sculpt, but hey, what can you do? They put up what was this, Black Canary premium format the other day.
Very nice.
Which is, it's already up for sale, I think, and with one of maybe the worst exclusive I've ever seen Sideshow do. There we are. There's a shot for everyone to go gaga over.
So what's the exclusive, Rob?
It's this Wildcat Meta Brawl Fight Flyer. Let's try saying that 5 times quickly. It's just this thing, a little piece of rubble that goes on the base with this flyer on it, this picture. Bloody pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Yes. Well, it looked like Batman, doesn't it? Someone wearing a Batman type costume. But that's the exclusive.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
What
Pretty pathetic.
It's poor, isn't it, really?
That is, that's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. What is it? I think it's $450. They're asking for it. Have I got any more? Oh yeah, here you are. There's the Batgirl, Black Canary, and the other one, the Huntress. They've announced that as well. and they put out this preview picture.
I think yeah, that might be all right.
Yeah, there's another one here. Someone lightened it up, so that's obviously adjusted levels. Don't go too crooked the pictures.
Yeah.
Someone just dumped it into Photoshop and obviously brightened it up and adjusted the contrast and whatnot. That's pretty much what you're going to get. I think that looks much better than the Black Canary, to be honest with that.
Yeah, I
Black
think so.
Canary to me, it's, yeah. Everyone's going gaga over it, I think for reasons that are, well, you can see the reasons why everyone's going gaga over it, but
yeah, it's an arse, really, isn't it?
Yes, yep, that's it. It's a TNA piece and nothing more. Oh well,
Yeah.
you could say Sideshow know their audience, don't they? They know who they're making statues for.
Yep. That's it.
So Rocket and Groot, which they just announced, we just touched on that. And this pre-ordered.
Oh, it's nice.
This is the Leonardo, and it's the exclusive. I think sold out within a day or so. So it's pretty hot sort of piece.
Right.
That's the exclusive, the red bandana, I think it is.
It's quite nice, that is, Rob. I'll tell you, that is nice.
A lot of people like the sort of the turtle skin effect that they're doing on it, and the more the more pronounced sort of turtle features, rather than more obviously cartoon comic book type version.
Yeah.
Just hold that. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Sorry, I might have to I'll just stop sharing for a sec.
No worries.
I'll be back shortly. Sorry, I've got to go and attend to something. Family duty.
No problem. That's all right. I'll continue along.
Where is it?
Right, yeah. So I'll tell you what.
Okay.
I'll
be back soon.
No worries. I'll tell you what. I'll start with people who are watching. I recently just picked up a figure. Very recently, and it's a late birthday present, but I picked it up. It is this figure. It's a quarter scale Bale from Batman Begins. I'll just give you a quick look at the face sculpt. If we're getting nice and close. It's one of them. I'll try and get it a bit better. But the likeness is spot on. Now, for people who don't know, this is NECA, believe it or not, and it's recently come out. It's a brand new piece, and it's been getting a lot of buzz lately because of the head sculpt and the paint apps on it. The paint application is up there with Hot Toys, Entebbe, Blitzway. It's really, really top-notch quality paint, and the sculpt is fantastic. It is literally, I mean, you think of the best head sculpts out there, first thing you think is Hot Toys, and like I said, Entebbe and Blitzway now. And people would think this is a Hot Toys figure, like that's how good it is. You think it'd be the best of the best, and then when people say, you hear you say NECA, it's just they just don't believe you. But I got this, really, really like it. And if you are a Bale fan or just a Batman fan, and you missed out maybe on the Entebbe quarter scale, I highly recommend picking this up. I will do a video for it soon, but I'll just give you just a quick look from this sort of distance. Obviously, you've got the belt. It's all hidden, nicely hidden articulation as well. If you can see, so it articulates around here. The knees bend. It's actually got a little bit of a turn in the foot as well. It's actually two pieces. The arms obviously articulate. The joints are really well hidden there and nicely done. And it's got all the detail. They have not half-arsed anything. They got the detail on the back. And the cape is fantastic. It's actually a proper fabric. Not like the cheaper stuff that they've used on like the Arkham Origins, Batman and stuff. This is a top-notch quality cape, and it's got that nice look to it. So, you put that to the side. It's got that awesome, just Batman look about it. It also comes with the grapnel gun. It's got a few pair of hands and stuff. It also comes with a couple of batarangs, a bomb, and they also chucked this in as a little awesome goodie, which is the Joker card from the end of Batman Begins, which is rather cool. It's just very, very cool. I thought it was a really nice touch. I didn't expect them to do that, but it's beautiful. So I highly recommend you do pick up this bad boy, as he is super fucking impressive. And yeah, just love him. It's one of my favorite quarter scales now, and he fits right in with your Hot Toys because of how good the head sculpt is. And overall, yeah, just kicks a whole lot of ass. So highly recommend it. Oh, it looks like anyway we've got a guest here. It looks like it's Mr. Mark Rivera. How you going, Mark?
How's it going, guys?
It's good. Rob's just stepped out for a second, but he'll be back.
Wow.
I'm back.
And then we've got a guest here, Rob.
Who is that?
Yeah, live from my bed, as lazy as lazy as I can be. I'm back on the Australian chat to say hi to my good friend Rob and Ryan, and
How are you doing,
all
Mark?
my other Aussie friends who may or may not be there, and whoever else might be there on the planet.
How have you been,
How's it going,
Stevie?
Rob?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, good. I've been real busy working on something that I really can't talk about at the moment, but it's a personal project, and so I've been on that. And other than that, I saw you guys talking, and then I saw the theme for today was Ultimate Collectors, and I thought to myself, so many times I've watched you guys talk, and I either end up commenting live while you guys are talking, or I end up commenting like 3 or 4 times after the fact. And I thought to myself, well, before I leave, I just literally woke up, as you could tell. I just figured, you know what, I'm gonna just.
Oh, hang on. See if you got a bit of connection there.
It's live, isn't it? That's what happens.
It happens, yeah. He'll be back in a second. Look at that crappy connection at the moment that we've got. I think it probably is on my end because we just got new internet. Might be me. Who knows? I know they usually have better internet than us. It's our fault.
No, not our fault. It's a crappy NBN that crappy governments keep building, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah. What I'll do is, while Mark comes back, he should be back soon, and then we'll continue on. I'll just quickly carry on where I was going anyway, like about the bail anyway.
Yeah.
Rob, even just talking to him about that. Oh, right, you're back, Mark. Is it all good now, mate?
I hope so. I don't know. With this, I'm literally just on a mobile device. I don't know if you guys heard me or.
Oh, okay.
We missed. You just cut out midway through. That was all. So we weren't sure if you disconnected or not. That was all. So.
Oh, okay. Well, it's probably for the best. You know me, I talk too much.
I partly put the Ultimate Collectors. It was I liked I've started doing that now with the chats just because it's a bit of fun, and it sounds more
Yeah,
interesting. It sounds more interesting than Australian Collectors Chat Part 14. Yes, like it. I just thought I'd put something.
I would embellish it as much as possible. Like for number 15, you should put down Australian Ultimate Collectors Chat featuring live nude girls.
See how many views I can pull in just with that.
Oh, I'm sure.
So
or Extreme Collectors Chat.
Yeah.
Or featuring an interview be here, but just to say, just for that to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Mark, have you got any new collectibles lately? Oh, hang on.
Me?
Sorry, what was that, Mark?
I heard Rob say something, but I came in too late. Like you know what I mean? I caught it. It got cut off.
Ah, okay. Well, I was just going to say, have you got any new collectibles lately?
No. I just have Darth Vader on order. That's it.
Yeah. I just recently picked up that bale. This one down here in Markham. That one, that's actually NECA, and the head sculpt is right up there with like Hot Toys and Enterbay and Blitzway and all those high-end companies, They really knocked it out of the park. And if you are looking for an quarter scale Bale Batman, I highly recommend you pick this up, just because it's just an incredible figure. So I grabbed that anyway. Well, that was a late birthday present, and then I've also picked up in a con this Batman. So this is the new 52 comic Batman. I quite like him. And then obviously going back to my birthday, I think I've already showed you these, Mark, but I'll just sort of show you again because it'll be right up your alley. It's the Gotham Pop vinyls. So you got the Penguin there, and you got Harvey Bullock. So.
Nice. Is that the NECA or something, or are those I'm like, you know what? Because I can't really see the for some reason the oh, there you go. The camera was like frozen or something. So what were the last two?
Also, the last two were these ones. They were the Gotham Pop vinyls.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's cute. I mean, I like the TV show, Yeah. I don't really collect those because I don't know, like I try to stay away from the bobblehead things because
Yeah.
much collect.
I tell you,
you don't set if you don't set limit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hello?
You gotta have
Oh
limits.
yeah. The funny story with me is I've actually said in the past, Mark, that I wouldn't collect pop vinyls. I thought, they're all right and all, but I thought, I'm not going to buy pop vinyls because they're just there. And every now and then I'd get one, or someone would give me one, and it's the nice little space fillers, in your collection. And then it was only the day I started realising. My brother goes, your little statement about not getting pop vinyls is a bit bullshit now, isn't it, Ryan? Because you've got more than me, and I looked up and just went, fuck me, I have. You know, like, holy shit. It turns out I'm a bigger fucking pop vinyl collection. Like, Jesus Christ.
Like those pop vinyls are like crack, man. Once you start on those little pop vinyls, they just start multiplying. It's like, what are they, like those gremlins? Like you throw water on them and they just multiply.
I know.
Or tribbles.
Yeah.
Tribbles and stuff.
I got that. I think I started off my first piece, like the first one of the. Well, I got the Captain America, then I got the Jim Gordon. I remember having little pieces, and they got the little Star Wars ones. And then the worst one was the fucking Batman v Superman ones, because I bought the fucking Nightmare one, and then I saw the other Batman, the normal one. I thought, maybe I can grab it. You know.
There you are.
Then grab that one. Then I saw the Superman. I went, oh, I better grab the Superman. Then I saw the Wonder Woman and thought, oh, I've got to grab the Wonder Woman. I'm going, oh, fuck it, I've got to stop. Luckily, the next one was Aquaman, so I couldn't give a fuck. You know, so I was like, yeah, we'll pass on the Aquaman. That's my excuse to stop. I'm not going to fucking Aquaman yet. You haven't won me over yet, Jason Momoa. Not quite. Need a bit more than that before I can get your pop vinyl, okay? Yeah, so I've got quite a few pop vinyls now, but they are good for space, fellas. I mean, I don't know. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll show my camera.
Brian, how do you have any space to fill?
You'll be surprised. Okay, I can maximise space. That's what this whole new collection, like this new setup, is, to maximise space on a wall. It's what I'm great at, you know. And plus, with me being a hobbit, you know, it's all about maximising what little space you have. You have to fit everything in the hut, you know. I'm 5'7", so I'm not rocking anything. You know, I'm not tall. So this is actually like under a hill. It's like a little house, but as you can see, that's how I've got my pop vinyl. I've got boxes across the top like that. You go across, there's the tumbler. I'll give you a little tour mark so you can see anyway. There's my Batman section, or one of anyway. So, and they come down, you've got the Dark Knight stuff there. And then if you come down even further, you've got the Iron Man. I know you like that one, Rob. The Iron Man.
I want a good quarter scale version like that.
Oh, well, your dreams come true. Hot Toys have just done one, Rob.
I saw that through the week.
Yeah, you better bloody grab that. It's that obviously there's Bale, and he's Snow Trooper, and come across. There's Arnie smacking the shit out of the T-1000 with other Arnold, and then Christian Bale on his own, looking rather sad. And if you come across, you've got John Wick fucking shit up. You got Terminator, Deadpool, and then Rob's favourite, Adam West, with his shark repellent.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'll tell you what. I am so proud of that pose. You know, it just. I'm just so proud of it now. I just need the Robin to go with it now, and I'll be so happy. But yeah, I'm so proud of that pose. My brother, I remember showing my brother, and my brother's like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, you've really gone there." You know now. Oh, that was just me figure that fell over, but it's all good. It's all good. Landed on carpet, so it's all good. Bale on ground floor, so it's all good. But yeah, coming up anyway. There's the Marvel stuff. I mean, that's the great likeness there, Rob, for Thor. Love that. So, and then as you come up, you got the bust, Batman bust. Then at the top, it gets this one's up your street, Mark. There you go. Jar Jar Binks.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then if you,
That should be
that's a Grail right
that should be
there.
at the center of the entire setup there.
I should. I know. I don't want to
Grail.
brag too much. I know people get jealous over that figure, so.
I
But
a big spotlight.
yeah, I needed a spotlight on. I mean, you know, just because the quality of films are very similar, I put it right next to The Force Awakens because, you know, Phantom Menace and Force Awakens, you know, are just both equally good films, as we all know.
Absolutely. The Menace was better.
Yeah, oh, of course.
It was better. Especially those great monologues by Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
Who showed range in acting.
Oh, of course.
All that Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, that's it.
Really have Arby, whatever she says.
God. I don't know. That's me, Bale. I still think that's the best Bale head sculpt, Rob and Mark. I think.
It looks like him. That's a great likeness.
I know. It's just
that's a good one.
That's Hot Toys, you know, and that's why I collect.
I would say that's pretty dead on.
Yeah. Well, I say it's a rare case for Hot Toys to screw up a head sculpt anyway, so they usually get them 100% most of the time anyway. But yeah, but moving along anyway, you've got Robert Patrick here. I know it's Charlie's new best friend, who we met at a con. Yes, I got him in that sort of a pose there, sort of just like and then moving to the side, you got Terminator. So
cool.
I think the one thing I love about this Terminator is because it's so easy to just turn on the light. So now you just turn on the light. Looking rather badass. But yeah, so that's pretty much, I mean, if I get to try and step back as far as possible anyway. So there's the door to my room, and that's the collectibles so far anyway, that's the collection. And then the idea is later on is this side of the room is where the next shelves that's going to come across like this and then go up like an L shape, and then it's going to come across so bigger pieces can fit on top of here, and then you'll have Hot Toys in there, and then I'll have a poster across the wall here. So that's the general idea, and you know what I'm going for.
Cool.
Yeah, and there's the mounting of comic books in that box.
What even? Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's that's the Hobbit den anyway. So
no, you have a beautiful room.
Oh, thank you. I painted it myself as well, so actually repainted the room myself. So if it does come across, it's been coloured in with crayon. You know why. And
looks great too. I didn't get a chance to comment on your shelves and stuff, but everything looks nice.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. I mean, I don't know. Actually, just on here, I've just been fixing up the wires today, Mark, and I was just showing Rob, but I don't know if you can see here. You got like these pieces in here that basically just tidy up the wires. So, and then here's a good one here. So it's just tidying it up all across here. And it looks nice because it looks like it's all built into the unit. So,
nice.
so I'm really happy with that. Yeah, I'm glad I went with white Vestas, that's for sure.
Yes.
Just need to fix the top ones now because the top ones are a little bit loose. But I've just got to fix them up and that. So, and then once that's all done, should be good to go, and then I can start on the second half of the room then. So that'll be good.
Are you ever doors for them, or are you going to leave them open?
I've been jumping in between. Right now, it's not needed. I don't think to have doors. I may get doors eventually.
Sure.
But with them being white, things don't show up as bad as in like dust and that. But also because of how I've got them set out, they're pretty low maintenance. You know, you just got to wipe them down every so often, and
Yeah.
you know, so I may get
That's
glass.
cool.
Yeah, the only difference is though here, I don't know what it's like over on your side, Rob, but here in our IKEA in Perth, we don't have the clear glass doors. Like if we have glass, it's got like a sort of chunk of outline, like a frame.
Yeah. They used to have the what are they called, Tombow doors. I think that's the one that had the very thin frame around the outside that everyone, and they discontinued those everywhere.
Yeah.
But they brought them back, I think, in Germany. So if you live in Germany or know someone in Germany, I know someone in Germany, you might be able to get some of those doors again. But they aren't bringing them back in the United States as far as I'm aware, and I don't know if they're going to ever bring them back here either, to be honest with you. But yeah, they're the doors everyone wants because they have that very thin frame that doesn't hide any of the statues. Yeah, so you know what people, I know I've seen people get sheets of acrylic and they just get it cut in the length of the Vesta cubes, however many cubes you got, and they just drill some holes in the acrylic, get some of the hinges from IKEA and just put clear acrylic on the front as the door. And it looks really nice. So that might be something. Cool. It's not super expensive either, so it's something you might consider if you want to put doors on there without having to pay, the IKEA price. Just get some clear acrylic cut up and use that.
Yeah,
like that. Use those. I think even Elwyn has one. You know those big PAX units that some people use.
Yeah, he's got the Billy, isn't it? Billy case.
No, the PAX is like a clothes cupboard. People have got these big clothes cupboards, like the big ones. They're huge, they're deep, and they're wide and tall. And you get the sliding doors for them. But of course, because it's a clothes cupboard, the only doors that IKEA supply are just covered doors, so you can't see anything through it. And people are getting frames made up and then getting acrylic to put in the frames to make, clear sliding doors for the things. They look really, really nice. Very expensive. And the other thing, the issue that people have with those big packs, they're so big that the shelves are so wide that when people load the shelves up, because they're very deep, you can fit like 2 big premium formats, one in front of the other. You could fit maybe 6 premium formats on one shelf. People finding the shelves start to bow in the middle, and people having to put supports into the shelf unit to stop the bowing on those PAX units. So anyway, I always think custom shelves is the way to go if you can do it. Looks nice and gives you a collection its own flavour, so to speak.
Like I said with mine, I wanted, even with the Bestas, the way I wanted to set out the Bestas in my display was unique as well. I wanted to play with the idea of it all fitting onto this one wall for now, having the TV in the centre, so it's like it's all together. You know what I mean? Without being cluttered, and I think I've done a good job so far. So I'm pretty happy with the idea.
It's really, really nice.
But
I love the white. Because I really, after looking at black furniture myself for I don't know, a decade, I got sick of looking at black on black of everything and junked it all, got rid of it all. And went white myself. I thought, white looks nice. Looks nice and clean.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like in our cinema room, I'll have to do a video showing the cinema room, but we've got Bestas in there, but they're like a white wood, like a
Oh,
sandy
yeah.
sort of wood. So they're a different type to this, and
Yeah.
instead of having solid like floors on each of the cupboard levels, the glass, that's how my dad's got it in there. They got them on one wall, and then above the TV, there's like, I think it's 2 or 3 of these like thinner, like miniature Besta things going across with figures in it, and then behind us, we've got like 2 or 3, and they're like small, one of these half ones that I've got in the middle across the back,
Yeah.
with figures across the back, and then in the cinema room, it's like set up so it's got like one of like the director's lamps in there, and it's got all sort of things in there. So that's how we had that set out in there. But my dad was saying, and I agree. For my collection of what I've got quite dark figures. A lot of them are dark, like the Batman and stuff. And having a white background helps them pop, and stand out more. And also I find as well, because it's lighter, when the light shines, it's more reflective, and it just everything, just looks a lot more colourful. Especially red. Red is a big one, like Deadpool. I'm looking at Deadpool here, and he looks fantastic. It brings out the detail in the paint and the sculpt, and I find that as well with the Dutch. Even though I'd say with the Dutch, the head of the paint.
I've seen some people take the white ones and then put black. The black, as much glass as possible in front.
Yeah.
On the Bestas, try and create contrast, especially if they don't get the lighting right away.
Yeah.
And that looks good too.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I spoke to it was a while back, Maddox Collector. I remember sending him a message about the Bestas and stuff. And I remember asking him, I was like, what do you prefer, white or black? And he said basically the same as what Mark's just said. You can go either way, you can't go wrong, but the white makes them pop more.
Yeah.
And I think it's like your collection. I mean, obviously, I'm only seeing through what your camera is showing, but yours is white, isn't it? So, and again, I mean, what's your like collection like, Rob, for like maintaining and keeping dust off and stuff? Is it just bad? Yeah.
Well, I'm lucky because I built this room like off the garage, so there's no windows and there's no traffic through here. So this room is actually really clean. It's nice. I don't dust in here all that often. I don't need to because there's not a lot of dirt and rubbish gets in here. Basically, if it comes in here, it comes in here. Well, I bring it with me when it comes in. But where I have my other statues, which is like in the home theatre room, they're on like custom pine shelves. And there's a lot more traffic obviously going through there. I have to. They're open as well, open shelves, because it's like an alcove and it's built back into the wall. But I have to dust those generally every week. I give them a once over, just to keep them nice and sparkling and fresh. But otherwise, I don't mind doing it. I've never been one to put them behind glass. I don't. I prefer to be able to sort of look at the piece from all angles, any angle, rather than just have it sitting right in front of you and being perhaps restricted in terms of how you might be able to appreciate the statue. But again, it's all personal preference. Some people like their pieces out in the open. Some people like them enclosed, almost hermetically sealed, don't they? Without any dust getting on them. But even though I've had pieces behind glass, they still get dusty. They still get dirty. You still need to clean the things. So
that's. I just like to put them behind glass because I find it adds an extra element to them that they just look really beautiful when you put them behind glass. But that's just my personal opinion. But
Yeah.
you know, my setup's a bit different though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you know, I have too much rubbish in my apartment, and so you know my problem is trying to get the nice stuff to look, you know, just to show itself as pretty as possible, and you know, it's a bit of a bit of a battle there.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you have details, don't you,
But
Mark?
you know, but you know, like Rob, your room looks beautiful. Your room looks
Thank you.
fantastic, and in a way, it's like your whole room is one giant display itself.
It is. It's
So,
this
I
this
mean,
room is
like
like
if
I
let's
call it
just
the
say you
media room.
have people over and go in that room for whatever reason, you could just shut the door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
So everything is protected.
Mm.
Where I live, well, you know, sure, people can't just go walking into my office, but at the same time, I just like to put things in cases if I can, because I just like the way it looks, you know? I
Yeah.
mean, it's all down to personal preference. That's all it is.
That's it.
No,
Yeah.
one way is no better than the other,
No.
but
Yeah. It's just what you like, and glass can add that sort of nice, that sort of classy look. I've seen some really nice Lord of the Rings collections that some people have had that are behind big, huge glass cases that stretch from the ceiling to the floor, and they look
yeah,
spectacular.
those,
They look really, really good. But they're all custom built shelving units that have glass fronts on them. So, they
sure.
look really, really good. And they've obviously
I've seen
spent
stuff.
a lot of money on them.
Yeah.
I was going to say that I've seen photos of people's collections, like in Asia, I guess. I don't know exactly what country. So I'm just going to say Asia in general. And whoever built these things must be, must have inherited the money, or is just a very wealthy, lucky person, because it looks like some of these rooms that I've seen, it looks like a real museum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. There are some really good collections like that. I've seen here and there floating around on the internet, and more of them, it's like the entire room is it's just like one big. I mean, there's a guy. I don't know if you know the YouTuber Nenny D.
Yeah, yeah.
He did a video a while back with a friend of his. I can't remember if it was.
Oh, is that the guy with the warehouse?
Yeah, he's
With a
like
big
whole house.
basement?
Yeah, and he's pretty much his entire house is
Yeah.
like.
Oh, that's crazy. Crazy, man. The guy has got like a life-size alien queen. Is that the guy?
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Insane. But the thing is, you look at that video and you look at all the great pieces he's got. He's got like pieces on top of pieces on top of pieces. It's just like, oh my God. If I had to go and get a warehouse or something and just set up a proper museum, he had that many nice, really, really nice pieces in there. But the way it was all put together was just, I don't know, maybe he just was storing things before he set up a museum, but yeah, I've seen those videos. They're pretty incredible.
There's a guy in Hong Kong as well who's his is probably better utilized, and he's a Batman fan, and he has an entire collection of Batman memorabilia, hot toys, all that sort of stuff, all high-end collectibles and stuff. And he's actually set it up, and he's made a museum out of it, so people can go in and look. So it's really clever idea. That's always an idea I've always had. Like if I had my own store, have my own like collectible store, and have like a thing to where you could buy collectibles. They have some collectibles on display. Then it would have like an area with comic books and all that shit that people can go in.
Yeah.
It's like one big hub. You know what I mean? It would be awesome. Something like that, like or something like that.
Two I know of. There's a restaurant in Korea. I don't know who owns it, but it's like a collectible restaurant cafe thing, and he's got literally everything Sideshow's done since year dot in this restaurant. It's just packed to the gunnels with Sideshow stuff, but it's nicely displayed. And there was this house someone built in, I think it's Malaysia. Obviously the guy's got a lot of money. Architectural design house. The whole bottom level is just like a museum space. It's enormous, big concrete space where it's just got all masses of stuff. Again, Sideshow and XN, everything you can think of basically. But again, it's really, really nicely displayed. But obviously the person doing it's got like money to burn, and I mean a lot of money to burn, because the house is bloody enormous. It's huge. I'll just show you one. I'll just share one thing, if I can get it to work. That is. Here's one collection. This is what I sort of, when we were talking about, this is what I first thought of.
I like what Guillermo del.
Oh yes, yes. I've seen that as well. It's amazing.
Wow.
Wow,
that's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's nice. That's really, really nice. That one there, that's incredible. I know that guy's been collecting. He only collects Lord of the Rings and Hobbit, nothing else. And he's been doing it for basically since the films came out. And it's if you go on, you can obviously find more pictures and that, but it's an incredible display and it's interesting where he's got this display in his house is like at the top of a flight of stairs. There was this room that he opened up and just made into this walkway area and lined both sides of it with these glass shelves there. It's very, very impressive. It's a very nice collection. Very nice.
That is awesome.
Yes, that's very nice. That's how you display a collection like that.
Yeah. The only thing I'd have about having a huge collection basement is, can you imagine taking your statue or your figure out to dust, and you're dusting them off, and then it's like that, especially with polystone, you've got like that. It's like shit. I've got to get back to the cabinet without dropping my statue.
This place in Malaysia is all open. It's all open. Yeah, it's all open. It's like a huge sort of the bottom floor of the house, and it's all open, and so you can sort of walk up and touch stuff and whatever. I'll see if I can find some pictures of it.
And he's got no kids then.
Oh, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe he keeps them on a leash or something.
Yeah, kids. You
probably have to.
You're not worthy yet, kids.
Yeah, that's right. You look from afar.
Yeah. You can peek through the door. There's like just a little spot door you open up and they can peek and look in. It's like that's as far as you fucking go.
Not down it here. Let me see. Oh, here it is here. Hang on, I'll pop these up. Wait till you see this. This is crazy. Where are we? Alright, hang on a sec. I'll share this with you and really blow your mind.
Radio.
You can go away. You can go down. Let's come back here. I'll show you this one. Come on, Google. Work. Doesn't want to work for me.
That's impossible, Tash.
Here we go.
Ask Google to work. That's holy shit.
That's the house.
Amazing.
Okay,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Totally.
So the guy's got like, obviously oodles of money, bags of money.
I hate him already.
Yeah. You see down here?
Right,
That's where all the collectibles are in there. Going.
Yeah. That'd be funny if in the
And-
next year into.
Is that house nothing but his collectibles, or does he live there too?
Supposedly he lives there as well. Supposedly.
Because made out of glass, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you watch after this video, his house will get like destroyed and all collectibles will be stolen. It'll be all thanks to us because we're just getting more.
They're gonna throw a rock at the house and it'll tumble.
This glass is probably like bulletproof and earthquake proof and everything proof.
Yeah, he's probably got
got a private army looking after the place. Well, that's it for daylight. Hang on, I'll try and find some pictures from inside. Oh, here we go. Here's some interior pictures. I'll throw these
probably
up.
got traps lying around, Rob, like in the little the gritty parts.
Look at that. Oh.
Shit. I'll just present you. Hang on, just stay there a second, Rob, and I will present to the everyone. Forgot to do that. There we go. Holy shit. Fucky duck, that's a nice collection.
Wow.
It's
amazing.
Bloody hell.
Just look at all the pieces. This is like a tiny section of this collection.
What sort of job can you do at this level?
Look at that. Two Doctor Dooms.
He's got fucking every variant of every Hulk.
Everything. I've heard some of these guys. I don't know.
Sideshow and
I've heard some of these guys. They literally Sideshow. They have like an account with Sideshow where they just send them everything that they put out. Whatever they release, they just send it to them.
Well, you know, Sideshow I think does have a VIP department because I know somebody who recently got like a thank you gift from them with an autograph from all the artists because he's becoming more selective with collecting, so he's no longer collecting much. And I was impressed that they did that.
Yeah.
You know,
I've never heard of them doing that.
Those people that are like getting like you ever see the people that they put pictures of like, oh look what showed up at my door today, and like the whole door is like filled up with boxes. I mean,
yeah.
They've got like your year's worth of collection, like, but in the fucking day, and you're like, bastards, you know. Hey.
Well, it'd be wild to. If I get more than one statue delivered to me at the same time, I'd be lucky if they showed up on the same day. And these people get like the truck stops, dumps like 5 boxes, and it's excuse me, I'm sorry. You know, the boxes get delivered, and it just looks like exciting. You know what I mean? Like kind of like when you look at underneath a Christmas tree, and when you're a kid and you see all the different sized boxes, and you don't know what's under there, and you just kind of feel like, ooh, I hope this big box is for me, or whatever, you know. Wow, that's really nice.
All that Prime 1 stuff as well.
Oh, I hate him already.
Track lighting throughout the whole place. Look at that. I mean, my goodness.
Jesus Christ.
That's like serious money has been spent on all that. You know, the cheapest part of all this setup would be the collectibles.
Probably.
Yeah. Think of how much the paintings cost.
Yeah. Oh, man. Pardon me.
Obviously, with this guy, though, money is no object, is it?
Nah, this is like this is.
Oh, he must.
And it's sort
he
of
must
odd,
have
you
like
know.
his own little there or something.
Yeah, I sort of when I first saw this house, I was like, holy gee! It's sort of, you know, if you think he's got this kind of money, if I had this kind of money, I wouldn't be buying, you know, sideshow collectibles. I'd be buying art. I'd be collecting whiskey or something like this. You know.
It's like funny though, Oz. We're like, oh, what collectible? We've got a limited amount of money. What collectible do I buy? He's just like, I've got lots of money. How many fucking collectibles can I buy at once?
Yeah. How many can I buy?
I'm trying to get myself in debt. My only answer to that is it's Tony Stark. That's all I can say.
Anyway.
Incredible.
Yeah, that is crazy.
It's like a museum.
Yeah. Like their own personal
That's
museum. That's exactly right.
You know, yeah. I mean, it's like it has. You know what? There's no words you could describe it. It's just like you showing those pictures. The pictures say more than words can possibly, you know, adequately describe. Showed us.
Yeah.
But I mean, even though I would love to have all that, I'm grateful that I could at least see it, if you know what I mean. That he took photographs, showed the world, because, you know, at least you get to see it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah,
he's been gracious enough to throw the photos up so everyone can.
But I do enjoy looking at things.
Yeah, have a look at it.
I think though, when you buy to that level, though, regardless, I think it's more of a, like when we buy a figure and it's not really good, it means a lot, doesn't it? You know, it's what you want and you appreciate it that much more. But when you've got that sort of money and you're buying pieces all the time, I don't think you can appreciate everything the same, can you? You know, when you're buying everything, that is, like as in everything. Yeah, it's a lot harder to appreciate all that.
Well, you know, I have a different opinion. See, I think that, like, you know, like, I don't know how else to say this, but I think that it's all very relative, and I don't really think I don't think we could even put ourselves in that person's place and really know how he feels. Not because we're not the same person, obviously, but because it's just a different world. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And
yes. Totally different, isn't it? I'd like to be in that person's place.
Oh, definitely.
well,
I'd like to be able to do that.
You know, but you know something, Rob? I mean, it's all relative because, you know, there are people that that may watch this show, and I mean, I've seen collectors that have like 2 statues on their bedroom nightstand or something like that. And they look at your room and they're like, wow, I wish I could do something like that. Or, you know, Rob, same thing with you with your bedroom, the way you have it set up. People, you know, it's all very relative. So, I, you know, for every piece that we all have, we all love them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, so that like when we part with one, if we do sell one, we're always like, you know, it's like Sophie's Choice or something. You know, it's like you really, it's a very difficult thing. It's an ordeal. So, you know, I really think it's relative, but you know, I don't know. Like I said before, you know, it's like you can look at that, and let's say at some point you want to make changes to your own setup. You know, you can get ideas from looking at somebody's larger collections. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you may never have the giant glass house that that guy has, but then look at what you do have and how cool it looks. And so, like, you know, everything is relative.
That's right. Absolutely. I mean, you know, I was lucky to start collecting when I started collecting, you know, and that was, you know, that meant that I picked up nearly all of the supposed sideshow grails at retail. But, you know, there was nothing
Back
special
when they
about
were
that.
actually
I
priced
just started
reasonably.
collecting at that point in time, and it was lucky. That's all. It's like anything.
At least now, Rob, you have the bragging rights. You can go, I've got that.
Yes.
Well, I wish I had that grail.
Well, I mean,
when I bought them, they were grails. They were just pieces.
That's it.
Those pieces that you have that you got from the very beginning, then statues were, if they were over $300, that was a lot of money back then.
Well, they were under. Most of them were under 300.
Yeah,
exactly. Still a lot of money, though.
Now, like when you look at the sideshow statues, like they're between 400 and 500 on average.
Yeah.
And it's becoming slowly between 500 and 600.
Yeah. Well.
And you know, I'm getting priced out too. That's why, like, I'm slowing down.
Yeah.
I've been planning on slowing down anyway, but just the same, it gets to a point where, you know, sometimes you just want to collect a certain amount, and then you say to yourself, okay, I'm happy with what I got. Maybe I'll get something else in the future, but from now I'm going to sit tight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I mean, me and Ryan have said exactly that, using different words, I think several times this year already. It's just, you know, for me, this is my last, I'd say, big year of collecting because of exactly that reason. It's now getting to the point of it's just too expensive, and I'm not poor. I'm not poor. I have a good job. I earn a good salary, good wage, and it's too expensive for me.
Well, no, I've seen you say that in the past, and well, like, all I could tell you is, like, you know, like I said before, I don't think, how can I say this? I don't think anybody who collects statues is truly poor. You know, that wouldn't be the case. But I would say that, you know, when people I mean, there's a person I know that I don't know if he's wealthy or not, but when certain people kind of, even like who can afford this stuff, say this is getting to be too much, that's when you know, like, prices are getting out of hand, and that I just would rather be more selective. Like I got Boba Fett already, and I pre-ordered Darth Vader, and as Charlie said a couple of years ago when they announced them, you gotta have them. I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan and you didn't get the original characters when they came out, well, here's a second chance, and you gotta have them. But after that, I might get Kylo Ren, but I don't know because he's kind of pricey considering. And I just figure I'm just gonna wait and see what happens.
To be honest, you go on, Mark. You can continue, man.
I want to just get, I mean, if I can get everything I want, boy, I would get a ton of things. But all things considered, if I get Darth Vader, which I mean, I already pre-ordered him, so I will get him. But pardon me, I'm sorry. But I consider myself lucky that I can get two really good ones that I wanted. And if I don't have to send anything back because of a mess, then I'm even more luckier and grateful because sometimes when you get a piece, it's like luck of the draw.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a lot these days.
Although, but it's funny. Like, I got a replacement head for my Boba Fett statue because some glue went on the top of it, and I didn't even realize it. And it, basically, once this type of epoxy gets on, you can't. If you took it off, it's going to ruin it. So I called Sideshow, and they just charged me shipping to send me a replacement. And when the UPS guy came, he hands me the little box. And he says to me, "Oh God, I know if it's from Sideshow, it's got to be something good." And I'm thinking to myself, "Wow, even the delivery guys are really into it."
Yeah.
Like this hobby is one of the few hobbies I know that crosses all like gender, creed, politics, white collar, blue collar, whatever you want to call it. Like everybody that collects, it's like, if it should become a statue collector, so that way, because it's the only thing I know where you can have people from all around the world, just like now, talking about something and making friends and just like sharing something and being genuinely happy for each other.
Yeah. I remember.
I think I'm still sharing, Ryan. Can you switch me off at your end?
Oh, sure, no problem. There we are.
Sorry.
Must have forgot. There we go. It's represent. There we go.
Thank you.
There we go. Yeah. I remember when I started collecting like years ago, and I've seen it go from like the thing that very few people do, and now it's obviously more popular.
Can you guys still see and hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure going back even further, Rob, yourself, when you started, it wasn't as popular then either, But I mean, I collect figures and stuff. It's sort of like it's like meditation. You sit in a room and you just admire them. It just takes your mind off things and the appreciation that somebody's actually done that themselves. it's quite amazing. And I've got friends who have never said anything about collectibles, never been interested in it, and then as soon as they walk into my room or see whatever, none of them can deny. They can say what they want beforehand, but when they see them in person, no one argues with how good they are. You know what I mean? And how cool they are.
Absolutely.
You know, it's like having life-size busts in your room, and everyone goes, "Fucking hell, a life-size Batman bust, a life-size Iron Man bust." You know, it's like having movie props in your room, and then you got your hot toys, which are like little people, essentially. You know, the crazy detail. Yeah, you got people, they're looking at the head sculpt, and they're like, they can't get their head around that that's a figure. You know, they're like, nah, because I'll put a picture online or something, and they'll go, nah, that's a picture of the actor. You're just messing with me. They're not that good. And then they'll come around and see him in person, and they'll be blown away. You know what I mean? They can't comprehend on how good these figures are getting, especially, like I say, with Hot Toys, Enter Bay, and now Rob as well, with his Blitzway Rocky. Once you see them in person, once you see the level of detail that goes into these at their best, it's sort of, you can't help but admire them and feel happy and want to share them with everybody else. But like I said, I've always liked collecting. That's how I collected. One of my first ones, 6-scale figures, was the Van Helsing Sideshow 1/6-scale figure. Like remember the Hugh Jackman Van Helsing? It was that one, so quite a while ago. But I like that. I still have that figure, and people say, "Oh, it looks nowhere near as good as what Hot Toys look now and all these other companies." But it's a piece of history, you know. There's something like sentimental in there, something nice about the figure, and also it's kind of where it all started for me. I mean, if you go back even, it was more like Godzilla. You know what I mean? That's where I started with the old Bandai Godzilla figures. And
we'll start somewhere.
Sorry, what's that?
We'll start somewhere. I just wish I had the figures that I started with. That was the original Star Wars Kenner figures.
Oh, yeah.
I wish I had them. God, worth a minute. I could probably retire now if I still had all those. God.
Yeah, we've still got some of my I've got my Godzilla figures, but my brother stole most of them. The only one I don't let him have is the Van Presto one, which is that's like a special one for me. And it's a unique one because it's based off the Godzilla 2000, but it's not the film one. It's the concept art, which is the snout's different. So, you know, and it's like but it's awesome. It's got like the tail wrapping around and everything. It's just amazing figure that is. But like I started back then, and people used to think I was weird for collecting. They're like, "Why do you collect this shit?" You know, and well, everyone thought I was weird. My family thought I was weird, other than my dad, really. That I watched Godzilla in Japanese, no subtitles, nothing. When I was little, just to sit and watch full-on Japanese Godzilla, and that's also watched that Jurassic Park, and then you got Batman stuff and all that shit. That was me when I was little, and Star Wars and all that crazy shit. So no wonder I'm a nut job now. Probably just because and but yeah, it's weird because we were talking when we were talking to the artist.
It gets better, Ryan. Look at me. It only gets better from here.
Well, it was funny though when we were talking to Ashley Wood. He's an artist. A lot of people, if anyone does end up watching this, if you're familiar with 3A, and I was telling you about it earlier, Rob, about him. I mean, he's a big artist. You know, he's worked with Todd McFarlane. He's good friends with Todd McFarlane, actually. So he did a lot of artwork on the Spawn comics. He's done 2000 AD, Marvel, DC. he's got his own comic series. It's like zombies versus robots, and then he's got World War Robot, where he's doing the figures for it and that. And like I said, we were chatting to him for a good hour, and he was telling us all about the things he's done and that. And even he said it's amazing that he says, because himself, he says the way he is. He says when he was young, he was into all this weird shit that like we're all into, like collecting movies. He says it was all a part of his life growing up. But his kids don't have an interest at all in what he's interested in. You know what I mean? They just look at him and go, "Oh, you're a fucking artist, whatever," you know. And he was blown away when he saw us in person, when he met us. That we were all, me, my dad, my brother, were all into collecting. You know what I mean? Because he was saying, you know, it's a rare thing, isn't it, that, you know, to have everybody in your family into the same sort of similar thing and sharing, you know, what is this collecting community. But yeah, it's crazy because, like I say, collectibles. I think collectibles are a bigger voice than the movies sometimes. Sometimes it can be a movie is shit, but if there's a concept in the film that's made into a figure, that can just sell it, can't it? You know.
I could picture in the next election, you're going to have people of different political parties attending collectors' chats.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
Like the community vote.
That's it.
You know, very important.
That would be. That's what we should start the Australian Collectors Chat Party.
You might have a chance, Ryan. You might have a chance.
Yeah. Well, we haven't got really a great selection of people, have we? I mean, I was going in there. Did a voting the other day actually for Australia, and there was like I was reading all of them out. There was like these like Christian ones and all this, you know, like the fucking bicycle club and all that. And then I got to one, and it was like
bicycle clubs involved. You know, it's a heavy issue.
There was one there, Mark. It was sex and marijuana party. I'm just like, oh, got to fucking vote for.
Sex and marijuana. Was Bill Clinton there?
Would have thought so, but yeah, we can do it.
National, you know, exchange.
Yeah. There we are. We can build like our own collector's version of NATO. When Mark becomes president of the United States, and then we take over Australia, we just start building.
If I became president of the United States, one of two things would happen. Either it would be the end of the United States because I'd fuck it up, or I'd get assassinated just before I started going in there because somebody would say, "Oh my God, we can't have this guy on here. No way, no." You know, it'd just be too much. You know.
It was over here. If we got him,
a cutout. Jar Jar Binks would do a better job than I.
Yeah.
In politics.
Well,
I mean, he certainly couldn't do any.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, who's me anyway? Rob will probably tell you this, but if I ever did anything to do with that, he'd be like, "Fuck that pommy bastard out of there." Now, we don't want to do Lars Palmer as a fucking prime minister. Fuck that. Pommy nerd. That's just a combination we can't have in Australia. But yeah. One thing though, I
gotta tell you, I'm watching a lot. I've seen a lot of videos of people who leave the Kingdom for Australia now. A lot of people are going just like you guys did from the UK or from Scotland, different countries, and they've immigrated to Australia either because of their jobs or they wanted to have a better quality of life. And I mean, you guys live in a beautiful country.
Well, thank you. It's a lovely country. I mean, I moved out here because I was running out of space in the UK for my collection, so I just needed the extra space. So I thought, but that's one thing that is a plus over here. Is houses are bigger, so more collectibles. Like when Charlie used to go, "Fuck all you, quarter scale." Sometimes he didn't realise in the UK a quarter scale piece is like the equivalent of having a half scale piece in your house here. You know, it's like, I mean, my bedroom in the UK was probably no bigger than a fucking cupboard here. You know, that was pretty much it. You had your bed.
Your bedroom in Manhattan would be an apartment. In Manhattan, there are people who buy apartments as big as your bedroom, and I'm not exaggerating. And literally in that same space, there's a kitchen and a bathroom and whatever. And it's sick. It's really sick because the landlords, you know, the people that they buy an old building, they cut it up into these cubicles, and they sell it for like, I'm talking like crazy money, and people buy it just to say I live in Manhattan.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No room for your statue, no nothing. Bullshit.
Yes.
Yeah,
All right,
it's
guys.
like
I'm gonna have to check out. It's just gone after 11:15 here, and
right. Yeah, I think we can probably wrap it up there anyway. I think it's been
I'll have to go out. Sorry, it's I got things to do early tomorrow morning.
Rob, I have some paperwork that I'm looking at. You know, I got some stuff, and I'm gonna get back to you on it.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Sounds great. I'll talk to you soon then, Mark. It's been really good having you on the chat again.
Back to you.
No problem. No problem. I've probably been confusing myself anyway to have done much of anything.
No worries. Well, I think it's been a good chat, and I just want to say, while you're here, thanks for joining us, Mark. It's been great having you, and hopefully we can have you on again next time. That would be good.
Okay.
Definitely.
I'm actually bed.
Yeah.
Mark in bed. There's the header for the next chat.
Yeah.
There you are. Naked men in bed. That'll bring the viewers in. That'll bring them in.
I'll leave the title there just for curiosity. If people watch this and just like,
yes.
If Mark doesn't turn up, I'll still put it there just to see how many people.
Do it. I want to see
it. I think we.
All right, guys. See you later. I'll talk to you next week, Ryan, and I'll talk to you soon, Mark, or maybe I'll see you next week on the chat if you join us again.
Right, yeah. Then I'll see you later, Rob. Have a good one, mate. All right, and Mark, it was great having you on again, mate, and we'll probably see you next week, and we'll see you then. So, like I say, thanks for joining, mate, and thanks again also to Rob and anyone that is watching this. Thank you for joining. It's been great, and I'll see you all. Oh, well, there you are, Mark. Well, it was good chatting, mate, and just about to sign it all off. I'll see you next week. All right. See you.